everybody, and welcome to Rollhammer. My name's Chris. I'm going to be the creator, or at least the initial creator of Rollhammer, though we do have some local people here in the community, Augusta, Georgia, who will also be helping out in that process. So Rollhammer is going to be a series of battle reports created by me and, again, some local players here, based in Age of Sigmar and 40K. Our goal is to make some really fun, good battle reports that are relevant to both a competitive scene but also a thematic scene too. So we really want to make some really cool themed based battle reports. Again, we've been playing some Age of Sigmar a lot lately, so we'll probably focus on that initially, and that's actually going to be the focus of this first battle report. It's kind of our test battle that we decided to come together. We still have some unpainted models from the new Nighthaunt army. Urian's also going to be playing some mostly finished army, but he's going to be playing Nurgle. So we're doing 1,000 points total for this battle report. It's going to be me playing Nighthaunt versus Urian, who's playing Nurgle. So let's get that going.
Go for it. Hey, my name is Urian. I'm going to be playing the Maggotkin of Nurgle. And so for this is just a small 1,000-point game. So I took Sorcerer, a Lord of Plagues, and Epidemius. This is my Epidemius model. Tallyman of Nurgle. And I took 3 units of Putrid Blight Kings, because in a small point game, their exploding 6s usually do a lot of good.
So on 6s they do D6 hits?
Yep.
Yeah, pretty nasty.
And then I'm taking the Cogs, because that's what you take when you're Nurgle. And that's
Speculent
pretty much
Gnarl,
everything. Right. Feculent Gnarl, right. Auto include because it's free.
Artifacts?
As artifacts,
Trait.
I took the...
Oh, you can't hit him, right?
Doppelganger's Cloak.
Yeah, right. Okay.
For him, so he can't be attacked unless he attacks first in melee.
Right.
And he took the Wave of Flesh. I don't remember the name of it.
Right. Yeah.
He gets +2 to his charges and run rolls.
Nice. That's good. Cool.
So, and then the Sorcerer, he took Quagmire, which he didn't
really use. Cool.
So that's it.
Hey, I'm Chris. We are playing a 1,000-point game. I'm playing Nighthaunt. This is my army right here. I have a 10-man unit of Hex Wraiths. I have a 30-man unit of Reapers. Oh, I'm sorry, a 20-man unit of Reapers. Then I have a Dreadblade Harrow, which is my general. He has the Ruler of the Spirit Host, which lets me bring back D3 models in the hero phase. Then we have the...
That'll work.
Whatever this guy's name is. I'm going to double over it. And then he has the Beacon of Nagashazar, which lets you bring back an additional 3 on top of his spell to bring back. So it's D3, or it's 3 plus D6. And then Vampire Lore Ally, and then the Quicksilver Swords. So that's my army.
So, 1.
Mission objectives, got invasion, got to control your other opponent's objective. Yeah, we needed to re-roll that pretty bad. That one sucks. Standard deployment works for me. And Storm of Magic, add 1 to casting rolls, don't get doubles. Battle roll 1. I think we both rolled 1s here. And re-rolled, and I won. You got a 1 again.
The second one, yeah. And later a third one.
Yeah. I definitely wanted first deployment though, because I wanted to be able to get my guys out first to do a trick on you. So my thought process right here was get all my guys, my Reapers, which are really the meat potatoes of this list, out front, because I was going to use my Dreadblade Harrow to do some trickery with them.
With the Hex Wraiths.
Yeah, with the Hex, well, and the Hex Wraiths too. Yeah, that's what the Hex Wraiths were set up in reserve because I was going to try to pop them out, use the Phantasmal Discorporation and Spectral Summons to be able to zap around the board real quick. I don't know what your thinking was.
I set up, mainly I was hoping that I could do enough wounds to the main unit to where when the Hex Wraiths actually came out, I would be able to take care of them.
Oh yeah, this
separately.
was the yeah, and then this was the Akishi Fire Realm ability. If you charge more than 10
or run 6, you take D3 mortal wounds. So yeah, I'm casting Mystic Shield right here, which is really good on them since they don't have modifiers to their saves, plus or minus. Rerolls of 1 are especially useful on Hex Wraiths since they're not taking Rend. Or not Hex Wraiths, but Reapers. Looks like you're trying to unbind me here.
Yeah.
You didn't get it.
I didn't. Because...
You got it every other round, though.
Yeah, but then it was too late.
Yep. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Quicksilver Swords. I figured I'd just get this out of the way, right? Like, it's a endless spell, so just get it out. Even if it bites me in the ass later, it's gonna bite you in the ass more than it would bite me in the ass because you take it on 5s and I take it on 6s. So.
And that's what happened.
Yep. So this is the trick right here. I was doing the Dreadweight Harrows, which lets him at the beginning move 9 inches away from you anywhere. But then I can also use his command ability since he's the general, which is Spectral Summons, which lets me, for 1 command point, pick any unit on the field and then zap them to him within 12 inches and 9 inches away from your guys. So it's like I can always teleport a large unit anywhere I want to on the map, which is super useful. I don't know if it's a combination that GW anticipated, but I wanted to trick you a little bit with that. So, and so yeah, here's the Spectral Summons. And so at this point, I'm just setting it up. I didn't want to be next to the swords and next to your Gnarl Maw, but I was like, yeah.
Sometimes you have to.
Yeah. And right here, I was just being completely indecisive because I don't know where I want to set my things. So, but again, I want to try to get away from your normal because it does mortal wounds. And so this is the arriving from the underworld. This is the Nighthaunt universal ability. So this was my plan: get first turn and then just pop up and like surround you.
Yeah, this one I knew about because I know the abilities they have, but I was hoping to be able to weather that.
Yeah.
Maybe do a little bit more damage than I did.
Mm-hmm.
The blue crescent.
Yeah, nice little blue shape going on. So yeah, I'm charging the Reapers and the Hex Wraiths there. And I failed. Which at the time I remember you telling me you hope I failed, so thanks, Dick.
Yeah. Tend to get what I want.
I never get that. It just doesn't work for me a lot of times.
It's a 9-inch charge.
Yeah. So yeah, my turn was a whiff. Still good, but whiff.
So this is me collecting my contagion points. I actually forgot to roll for the Cycle of Corruption at the beginning of the game, so I'm going to have to do that in a minute as well.
Yeah, that's right. I remember that. And you got the when you did the Wheel of Nurgle, that was like pick a number of units. Oh, that's actually what you're doing right here, right?
Yep.
You got 1 unit you got to pick?
Yeah, I got Rampant Disease, which basically allows me to choose D3 units of his within 12 inches of each other, and they take D3 mortal wounds, but I only rolled a 1 for it, so only 1 unit actually took the mortal wounds.
Oh, damn.
And I chose a character because characters are pretty key in any kind of death army.
Well, I knew you were targeting him and that hurt because he's really a huge element to this army.
And the good thing is I got 3 mortal wounds on him.
Yeah, the Guardian of Souls lets me bring back like up to 9 guys in 1 turn possibly, so which would be amazing. But I didn't get to use him just yet, so.
Yeah, I think that's because he died.
I hate this thing, Grandfather's Gift. So it's on 5s and 6s it does mortal wounds?
So this ability is 21-inch range, and it's a command ability that causes D3 mortal wounds. And I'm sorry, no. You roll 7 dice, and each 6 you get is a mortal wound. So I only caused 1 with that, but later on it'll come more into play.
Yeah. Well, I mean, so just off the bat here, you've already done 4 wounds to him. He only has 5, so.
Yeah. And he doesn't really have the ability to heal, does he?
Yeah. Yeah, here technically you actually did pass this. We just forgot about the
There's a
mission
+1.
rules, the +1, so you would have been able to potentially cast that. We just forgot about that mission rule.
Yeah. Which is fine because we both forgot about it, so neither of us
Yeah.
actually got to utilize it, nor did we take any mortal wounds because of it.
Yeah, that's true. So you're running with them, right?
Yep. So I'm making sure that
Honestly, I thought you were gonna focus fire both units into my Reapers and just like wipe them out because you kill a lot of shit with those things.
I probably should have, but the unit towards the bottom right there didn't really do as much as I had hoped. So really, I don't think they would have made any real impact.
Right.
And also, I had to worry about you moving your hex wraiths down and taking that objective because all you had to do was move there.
Right.
So I had something to tie them up is what I needed to do.
Right. Because then I could just zap around the board and get on top of your objective.
Yeah, I mean, even if you didn't do that, if I didn't put him down at the bottom there, you would have just been able to run there.
Run straight to it. Yeah.
Yeah, they can fly and they move pretty fast.
Man, the the Realm of Akashi hated you this round.
Yeah, I took mortal wounds with every single unit that moved, so that sucked. But at least I made my charges.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, I didn't make my charges.
And my Lord of Plagues here decided not to charge because I wanted to make sure he was within 7 inches of both units. And if I ended up charging, he probably wouldn't have been.
Well, he gives them rerolls of 1?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. For hits.
So yeah, I hope to turn those 1s into 6s and do a lot of extra hits.
Yeah. 12-inch charge. Oh, 3 mortal wounds.
Yeah.
I was loving this. I was loving that movement phase.
Yeah. I really didn't need the long rolls, so that
Yeah.
kind of sucked for me. I was going to try to kill his character real quick and run in there because I got a 12-inch charge, but I decided he had one wound left, and I had several things that caused mortal wounds from a distance.
I was kind of
And it
hoping you did, actually, because then you would be strung out super far, and I have a much greater distance or hit with those Reapers 2-inch range, so.
Yeah, so I decided not to do that, though.
Yeah.
Again, made my charge, took mortal wounds.
Again, was it 3 on that one too?
No, I think that one was 2.
Oh yeah.
It might have been 3. I don't remember.
No. Yeah, so you had the rerolls for both of those guys.
Yep. And looking at this, like 7 inches is a lot longer than I thought it was.
Oh yeah, definitely.
So with these guys, I did pretty much nothing. They didn't get me a lot of damage on this.
Yeah, these guys didn't do as good as I thought they were going to do.
Yeah, I was expecting a lot more from them. But then again, like 4-ups, unmodified,
8
it's
wounds
really
is
hard to
still
deal with.
decent, though.
You know, because you
Volume of shots is what you need on things with ethereal anyways, though.
Yeah, and that's what Vikings do pretty well, but
Yeah.
just not.
Yeah,
well
so
enough
one
this time.
dead Hex Wraith is not. I thought I definitely anticipated more out of that.
Yeah, me too. That's what I was hoping for, that like massive number of wounds early on so I could sweep around to the next unit, but that didn't happen.
Right. And then you tried to put the wound on the middle unit, the guy in the middle,
Yeah,
so that if I died, I'd have to kill off half my guys.
right.
Oh yeah, so I'm just piling in with Reapers here. Man, these models are a pain in the butt to move, dude. I'm gonna like put some nickels underneath them or something because, like they kept falling over and the scythes were sticking to things and it was just not fun to move.
I think you just need to magnetize all your scythes so when you move it, you can pop it off, move it, and pop it back on.
No, no, definitely not. And then right here, I was like, yeah, it's one of those things where they're so wobbly. It was like hard to get exact measurements on where everything was. So I was just like, yeah.
And I have to say that your bell ringer was my MVP of the game because he did absolutely nothing.
He did nothing, dude. The
worthwhile.
bell ringer sucks, man. The death knell on the Reapers, it's a one attack, and if it misses, it's just a big whiff.
You did actually manage to
Yeah.
use it one time effectively.
Yeah, that's true. That is
It
true.
Still didn't do much.
No. Yeah, that was okay, I guess. 7 total wounds. The 2-inch range on the Reapers really makes a huge difference, though.
And the rend against
the
armor
rend.
4-up really hurts.
Or it really definitely hurts. Yeah, I also feel like too, Like I think the last time I played you, you had your Blight Kings all in terrain, and I don't benefit from terrain at all because of ethereal.
Right.
And it really helped you out, I think, a lot. Like
Yeah,
having all
this
your guys in
this
terrain.
particular setup for terrain, we didn't have really much that gave me
Area
any
terrain,
kind of
yeah.
cover. So we'll have to change that in the next one.
Sure. Man, they're resilient though. I mean, they 4 wounds each.
Yeah, 4
Yeah.
wounds and 5 on the leader. That the leader helps a lot because going through the 5 wounds before you even get to another one,
Right.
especially in the beginning of the game, helps a lot to get you those extra attacks
Yeah.
later, like in this case.
Man, those exploding 6s are pretty good too. So
Yeah.
on a 6+ hit, you do D6 hits, right?
Yeah, I think I ended up getting 3 extra attacks out of that one. And they auto hit too, like this the D6,
11
all of them
total
hit.
wounds.
Yeah. So, but
Yeah, it's
again,
nice. No
the,
rend, man. If they had rend on the Blight Kings, it would be
yeah,
nasty.
and you can give them rend. It just doesn't help against Nighthaunts, so I didn't. I think you saved a lot of these too.
Yeah, 5. Yeah,
So
5 unsaved. Yeah.
50-50, 4 up.
I mean, that's a good kill. That's a good kill, though.
Yeah.
I mean, they're like 14 points apiece, so it's not a bad.
Yeah.
Man, holding one camera is kind of hard to roll that dice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So here, the Hex Wraiths took their toll.
Yeah, they didn't do
They
as much as I thought they were going to do on this first one.
Yeah, I just
Well, 3 mortal wounds is
feel
alright.
like I didn't manage to make that many saves.
Oh, that's true. Yeah, you just kind of
So
whipped the
I
saves.
just kind of
yeah.
missed them all because 5 ups, you know,
Yeah,
you're
that's
not
true.
likely to get a lot of those.
Yeah.
So ended up killing at least just 2 straight
Yeah,
out.
2 straight out. Actually, that's right. Yeah, well, and then I still have the horses to go with too.
Well,
on
honestly, the
Hex
only
Wraiths.
reason you killed 2 there was because I took all the mortal wounds
Oh,
from
that's
charging.
right. Yeah, you had 2 right off the bat, so 6 turned into 8. So you had 2 guys dead.
So actually, it looked like I took 3 mortal wounds there because that leader has 5, so you did 2 to him to kill him
Right.
for the other guy. So again, each unit that I had had already taken wounds, and so those extra wounds just made them die a lot faster.
Yeah, that's a good point. Oh, so this was the death knell. Oh no, Lord of Plagues. Yeah, so you had 1 wound. I saved it. And none of us lost enough to lose battle shock because we both have 10+ leadership, so
Yeah, or close enough.
are close to, yeah.
9 leadership.
Battle round 2.
Bravery.
Oh yeah, bravery.
So I do believe that I've failed every
Oh,
single roll for
yeah.
the first to see who goes first.
Well, I wanted to go second because I really wanted to use the Quicksilver swords.
Yeah, so it worked out in the end for me, but I failed every single one.
Yeah. Contagion. Oh, this is the one where you get to. Oh, so before the battle round begins, we do the endless spell movement. And right here, I was so stoked because I was really trying to kill that dang sorcerer because he has that spell that does flat 3 mortal wounds. So yeah, I was trying to take him out. I was hoping for some really good rolls here.
Which you got fairly good.
Yeah,
I mean, you
3.
did 3 mortal wounds to
3
him.
mortal wounds is
And
good.
he has no save against mortal wounds because he's immortal.
Right, yeah. So, I mean, it was useful, but then battle round begins.
At the beginning of my round, because of the cycle of corruption, each of my Nurgle units heals D3 D3 wounds, and I just happened to roll a 3 on the sorcerer, so I'm like,
Got
okay,
back exactly what I did to you. So far the Quicksilver swords haven't been helpful.
Yeah, and the only one that didn't completely heal all the way up to full was the bottom right unit, which only had 2 mortal wounds on it,
Mm-hmm.
but I only rolled a 1, so
Right.
he only healed 1. But everybody else went back to full.
Yeah, and you know what, Virulent Discharge on all your units. You only did that for 1 battle round. We forgot to do that on the next one, I think.
Yeah, Virulent Discharge. No, I think I did it a couple
Did you?
times.
Oh,
I
okay.
remember doing it, but it didn't really gain me much. I think I failed
Yeah.
almost all the rolls
Yeah, I
anyway.
don't
It's
think
just 6 up.
So 6 up is what triggers it.
Yeah, and I heal D3 or you take D3 mortal
Right.
wounds.
The Tally Man is awesome, man. He gives you rerolls of hits of 1 for your entire army, wounds, and then what more?
An extra contagion point each
Contagion
turn,
points.
depending on how
many
models
things you
do.
kill.
How many wounds you cause, actually.
Oh,
It's not
okay.
even models kill. I believe.
Nice.
I'll
So
have
it's
to
not
double check
immediate,
that.
but
But yeah.
does help out. Okay.
So yeah, I like to take that against a lot of single wound armies because you rack up those points real fast.
Oh yeah, yeah. Okay, so sorcerer, he was doing something here, right?
Yeah, I'm casting a spell here.
What spell is this?
This is the
Stream-
Stream of Corruption spell,
oh.
which does a straight 3 mortal
Yeah,
wounds to a
flat
unit.
3.
But I do believe
Oh.
you stopped it.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, you rolled a 7 and I rolled a 9.
Yeah.
I think. Oh, command trait. This is where
Yeah,
you're
this
a
is where my
jerk.
command trait comes into play
Ugh,
again.
so nasty.
I only have to do one wound. That's all. So
Yeah, I had one left. And like I said, it was so since I went to the second or the bottom of the round, you got to pick him off before I actually got to use him.
bring anybody back.
Yeah,
for
bring
it.
anybody back. Yeah.
Yeah, so 6 ups on those, and I got
I only
5.
have- yeah, so I'd have to save
So-
literally all of these.
Yeah, I've never been that successful with that ability, obviously, but he failed all of his. Was it Deathless? Or no, it was
Deathless spirits.
Deathless Spirits. Yeah. So my main concern with him, beyond him bringing guys back, was his ability to give him +1 to wound if he's in range.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, yeah.
So
I did,
that
yeah.
was really one of the main concerns because I felt like there weren't enough of them really to worry about bringing back too much yet.
Mhm.
But I didn't want that +1 to wound
Yeah.
to affect me too much yet.
Well, they have to be wholly within 9 inches, I believe, to
Okay,
get that
well,
+1 to wound. So
that wouldn't be too terribly difficult to
no,
do.
it's not too hard. 6 wounds by Blight Kings, and I failed 4. Man, I just from here on out, I just start failing them like crazy.
Yeah, unfortunately, I had lost a lot of guys at this point.
Yeah.
And having only really, I only had 10 guys because the 5 in the background there are on an objective. And the reason I didn't bring those guys into combat or anything like that is because of his ability to pop around the board. All he had to do was pop onto the objective and win.
And then
if
win,
I left it
yeah. And then I could bring the
uncontested.
hex rate straight in right away.
At least if they're there, I can fight around a combat before.
At the same time, too, I knew you were accruing corruption points, even though it was limited because I had somewhat cut you off from your feculent Narwhal and other things. I knew that if you got just enough, you could just summon right onto my objective, and then I would be done. So I was like trying to get there as fast as I could.
Yeah, and a lot of people don't really take that into account
Yeah.
because I find that a lot of people don't really pay too much attention to the feculent Narwhals because they do mortal wounds if you're near them, and a lot of people are just like, I'll deal with
Right.
whatever comes along. So, but in a low point game like 1,000 points, summoned units are incredible.
Oh yeah, definitely useful. Oh, that was the death knell. And so actually right here, I actually did the death knell wound to
Lord of Plagues.
no, this was your Blight King, and then you failed it, which means the guy. Oh no, Lord of Plagues takes 2. Oh,
Yeah,
that's
he
right.
was
It was
not
Lord
in
of Plagues.
range of the other
That's
unit.
right. Yeah, yeah. So he took that 2 mortal or the 2 wounds, which was nice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that came up once. Now I get to attack back with the Lord of Plagues. Because the other guys you've already attacked with, I believe, so I didn't make that a priority.
Right.
So he did a exploding 6, so D6 hits, which
For
only came to 2,
2,
but
yeah.
still it's 1 more than that, and all the other ones hit, so he actually hit with more attacks than he has on his profile.
Right.
So that's always a good day.
Yeah, for sure.
And he has a special ability that when he causes wounds that are unsaved, I roll a D6, and if the total with the wounds added to the dice equals or beats 7, I get a free contagion point.
Right.
So that's what I was rolling for, and I didn't get it that time, I believe.
Oh, that'd be sweet.
Yeah, then the next time I roll for it, I actually don't even have to roll because I do so many wounds that it automatically happens.
Right. Is this what you're doing right here?
Yeah.
Oh, nice. And you just failed it.
Yep.
So,
Because I rolled a 2 and only did 1 wound, I believe, so it was like a 3. So I guess you had.
I love hex rates, man.
They are
12-inch
incredible.
movements, two wounds apiece. It just, and then if you combine that with the ruler of the spirit hosts, he just brings back D3 models in the hero phase, and it's models, not wounds. So it's just awesome.
And this is pretty much the death knell of that Blight King unit because I gotta lose 2 more guys here.
Mhm. They also do the mortal wounds, and +1 they move over things with the hex wraiths. They do mortal wounds, so it's just.
I don't think we did that this game.
Well, they didn't move. They didn't end up moving over things.
Oh, you teleported.
I
Yeah, that's what
teleported
it
them.
was.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. So honestly, in this situation, I think if you had just moved them where you were going,
I could have.
you
Yeah.
could have just done the mortal
It
wound
would've
and
been
ended up
the
in the same
same
spot.
distance, yeah. I probably should.
Something to think about next
Yeah.
time. More extra attacks. This is my Blight King's unit into
the Reapers.
the
Yeah.
Reapers.
10 wounds on the Reapers. Yeah, that was.
Yeah.
I think I do okay here though, if I remember correctly, or maybe.
So this is the one I think I do a lot. Those
No, this wasn't a lot. MO 5. Yeah, so half.
5. Yeah,
Yeah.
and that is with those rerolls because he rerolled 4 of those dice, I think.
Yeah.
Were ones, and he got to reroll them because of Mystic Shield. That was it.
Right. And we still didn't take Battle Shock here.
Yeah, our stuff rarely does. It's like
Yeah.
9s, and Blight Kings don't lose a lot of guys per turn, and you got 10s or more
Mhm.
depending on how many guys you got in the unit.
Oh, Deathly Invocations, yeah. So I pick 3 units within 12, and they get D3 models back, D3 1 wound models back. So really, the only thing that was within range is the Reapers there.
Yeah, they're probably the best choice of Deathly Invocation in this particular
Mhm.
case because if you do it against the Hex Wraiths, you have a chance of healing them. If they take wounds, you just heal it.
Yeah.
So rather than healing a
Well, and it takes a
model
2+ onto
to
be able
even bring a
them
guy back,
Yeah.
yeah. So it's
Vamp Lords are
hilarious.
awesome, man. They're one of the best allies in this army.
I think they're one of the better units, period,
Yeah.
for death.
Oh, so here I rolled a D3, and I was able to get back 2 models because Rule of the Spirit Hosts just bring back models. And that's the cool thing about Nighthaunt is they don't have a ton of recursion, but all of their recursion just brings back models. So if you bring back multi-wound models, it's awesome.
Yeah, there's Mystic Shield, which
Yep.
I got tired of. Those reroll
So I did
ones.
cast it, yeah. But I think you unbind
Yeah,
it here.
Yeah, I am binding for the rest of the
11,
time.
yeah.
Yeah, like I said, the damage had been done though, because without that, there would be 4 more dead Reapers.
Oh yeah, it would have been it
Yeah.
would have been a lot nastier for
So-
sure. Yeah, I was really surprised by how long they were lasting. So I was like, I just gotta finish these Blight Kings off. Like my Reapers are not going through them as quickly as I thought they would.
Yeah, this is some more Nighthaunt trickery.
Yeah, so
about
this
to
again,
happen.
this is where I did the Phantasmal Discorporation and then I teleported them away. But like you said, I shouldn't have spent the command point to teleport them away. I should have literally just moved them normally. But then at the same time I wouldn't have been able to try to charge here. Because if they fall out of combat, yes, they move over you
Oh,
guys
yeah,
with mortal
that's true. I
wounds,
didn't
but then I
think of that.
couldn't attempt to charge.
Yeah, that's true. Hey, the Vampire
Yeah,
Lord, because he has fly, he can
Yeah,
move those 2
got those
units,
wings.
just so you guys know.
He's been drinking Red Bull.
Out of his blood chalice.
Yeah, his blood child. He mixes a little bit of Red Bull in his blood.
He's got a pimp cup.
He's been staying up late nights working. Yeah,
Failed
I see. I
charge.
can't make the charges at the 9-inch range. It just doesn't work for me.
It's
Especially
not good
when-
odds.
Especially when if I get a 10, I get to attack immediately with them being Nighthaunt. All right, let's see if I can do some damage here. My Reapers way underperformed here than I thought they would.
Yeah.
Well, so as soon as I kill one of your guys, I lose reroll hits because I can only reroll hits with Reapers if you have 5 or more models.
Yeah. So you kind of want that whole wiping out half a unit or 4 guys and a
Right.
5 in that first swing.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. And then here's the death knell. Actually, I think this actually goes off. So yeah, I messed up because I couldn't target him because of your doppelganger's cloak.
Yeah, which that one I think that one got forgotten a couple times during
Yeah,
this game.
I think it did. So, but we corrected it here and we just decided to put it on the Blight King instead.
Yeah.
So, but he failed to save and now he's gonna die. But the cool thing is, so this is the first time I've actually got this to trigger. If the death knell kills something, I can do an additional mortal wound to something else within 3 inches.
Yeah. Yeah, that's the thing.
Which
it
is
really
a super
never
weird
triggers.
mechanic, but I'll take it where I can get it.
Yeah, I mean, I guess against 1 wound models, it's pretty good.
Yeah, yeah.
But none of my guys.
Yeah,
have 1
two wounds, so then I can spring out 2 mortal wounds on something else.
I'm
Yeah,
playing the Stormcast of Chaos, and we just don't have 1 wound models.
right.
Usually.
But I put it on your Lord Plague, so I guess free wounds.
Yeah.
whatever. And you just have that one lonely Blight King.
Yeah, I got
Yeah.
1 lonely Blight Kings, which at this point I think it's mostly over because really all he has to do is move on top of the objective,
Yeah, and he didn't.
unless I do enough wounds to kill him down to 5 guys.
Yeah, I still couldn't kill him, so yeah, there's
There's
I
just
really
a big
wanted to take him out with the
pile on
Vampire
the-
Lord. Yeah.
pile on the Blight Lord. Unwieldy model syndrome.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying, man. Those models are crazy. I got to do something like put some base weight on the base or something. One wound. I was so bummed.
A wound.
Yeah, I was hoping to kill him off right there. Plague Lord, man, he's good. He's way better than I thought he was going to be.
He's one of my new favorite guys. I didn't really use him for a long time because I kind of had it in my head that he wasn't that good, but I'm liking him better than I like the Lord of Blights actually now. Hitting on 3s is really good with heroes.
Oh yeah, for sure. Yeah, 4 wounds. Yeah. Oh, I made some good saves on that one. Yeah.
Yeah. And right there, I was rolling forward to get the free corruption point, which didn't happen.
Right. Yeah, your roll seemed a little under par this whole
Yeah,
game.
I kind of felt like that a little bit.
Yeah, so I won the roll again, and I wanted to go second again because I was wanting to use the swords.
And the Cyclo Corruption this turn is +2 to my movement, which doesn't mean
really help
anything
you
for
at
me,
all.
so
Yeah.
that didn't do much. And honestly, like this part, I feel like we definitely could have called it, but I don't like to give up until every model's dead or the objective is
super overwhelmed or something. Yeah.
You know, unless I'm just not having fun, which
So wait,
that wasn't the
9
case here.
contagion points. Could you actually summon something with that?
I could summon some like 1 Nurgling.
So you could have
or
won the game
5.
possibly. You could have summoned the Nurgling on my objective. And then at the end of my turn, if I didn't go and deal with it, then it could have stopped me from going over
Possibly, but yeah.
Oh, your command ability failed here. Yeah.
Yeah, I didn't. You know, it's hit or miss sometimes. It's 7 dice, and rolling a 6.
Yeah,
Average is 1, but it usually hits better than that. No, the summoning thing is possible, but at the same time, all you've got to do is run them with your unit and kill it, and I've lost all the points I saved. So I was hoping you'd be able to hold out for a unit of 10 Plague Bearers versus 5, or you know, something a little bit more doable.
Man, that flat 3 mortal wounds on that sorcerer is really nice, but it's only a 7-inch range.
Yeah.
So you got to like get him up in the grind almost.
Yeah, I've been lately trying to use the Baleful Wind Vortex to extend that range.
Oh, nice.
So 13-inch.
Yeah, 13-inch
more
range is pretty good. Yeah, that's not bad. Yeah, the only shitty thing about allying and Vampire Lords here is you don't get any of the allegiance abilities. So I don't get Deathless Spirits. So I don't get like a Deathless Minions, Feel No Pain on my Vamp Lord.
Or the spell, free spell, or
the spell. Yeah.
So they only can take generic spells. They get the 2 basic ones, and that's it.
I really just take him because he's a caster. He's okay in combat, and he has Deathly Invocation. So.
Yeah. I made a lucky 3-inch charge here.
Yay!
So,
Exactly 3.
Yeah. So. He's hoping to kind of, hey, maybe I can tie him up for a second. They can't charge next turn.
Right.
So I don't think it worked out well for me because he just killed him.
Yeah, so I saved here. Too.
Yeah, he didn't. Again, that whole unit, that whole game just did pretty much nothing. And literally it turned into nothing because he brought his guys back that he killed.
The only problem with the Nighthaunt recursion is I feel like you have to focus fire one unit. You really got, I mean, you can take them out because they're only 1 wound models, but you got to throw volume of shots at them and just really hit them hard.
Yeah, that's how Nurgle is. That's why these 2 units took so long to kill. It was because you didn't focus fire on them. But
well, no, I mean on Nurgle, but on Nighthaunt too, right?
No,
so
I know. I'm just saying that also applies to Nurgle.
Oh, it does. Okay, yeah, that's true. Yeah. Oh, I hate this part.
This is my favorite part.
I
actually.
cry. Honestly, I was a little pissed
I'm sure.
at this
I'm sure.
part. I was like,
He
I was
got
like,
his
all right,
due.
be cool. I was like, be cool
Maintain.
here. You rolled so many bursting, explosion-y things. I was
You're
like,
already winning.
oh man. I was like, all right,
This is the time where
7 wounds.
I got a free contagion point without having to roll.
Yeah. Failed every single
And
one.
I just
Oh.
note that there are 2 ones there that don't get to be re-rolled because there
Oh.
was no Mystic Shield.
Yes, that's true. Yeah. So that hurt really bad. And that pushed you over. So now, if I remember, you had max points on everything for your tally man. So now you're re-rolling ones to hit and wound, and you got contagion.
Yep.
So I was like, yeah.
Now or never.
Honestly, I think the game could have turned at a higher point. I don't know, anyways, but yeah, that hurt definitely. Only having 4 left, I was, now imagine if you had 2 units of Blight Kings focusing in on those guys, plus your
Or 10
Plague
in
Lord.
a unit.
Oh yeah, it would.
I wish I had done that more.
Yeah, 10 versus 20 Reapers is definitely better.
I think in hindsight, my army would have been better had I had a unit of Plague Bearers and 2 units of Blight Kings as one, like a
Right.
10-man instead of a single 10-man and a unit of Plague Bearers
Yeah,
instead
true.
of 3 Blight King units. That would have had at least the numbers to hold an objective.
Yes.
No.
2 Blight. Yeah, I think they were just too dispersed. They didn't have enough.
Yeah,
Oomph.
yeah. I should have either concentrated them on one spot or taken
Yeah.
more models.
Yeah, because I remember you had a 2 5-mans take out my 10-man unit of Hex Wraiths one game. Pretty
Yeah.
easy too. It
And
wasn't
yeah,
hard.
and I've done that with a lot of other models like
Yeah.
what's the Mammoth?
Thunder Tusk.
Yeah, I've
from the
taken
Beast
a Thunder
Clawers,
Tusk
yeah.
out in like 1 turn almost
Yeah.
with 10 Blight Kings.
Oh yeah, so Deathly Invocations. I got to bring back 2 Reapers here, which was nice. So, I mean, Vampire Lord makes his money up, his points back easily with Deathly Invocations over the course of a game.
Now, I'd also like to point out on this point is it had that hero still been there.
Oh, I would have brought back a shitload more.
It would have been
I
like
would've run
9
D6,
guys.
D6
so,
plus 3. So.
yeah, so they would probably be up to half strength at this point again.
Dude, Blood River Chalice on the Vampire Lord's awesome. Just heal once per game, D6 wounds. That's like I said, he has so many mechanics, and his ability too, his command ability is +1 attacks to any summonable unit.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Yep.
Like, imagine a Reaper's getting an extra attack.
Actually, that's not
like,
even summonable. That's death unit.
Oh, it's just death. Yeah. So
Yeah,
just
period.
straight
So
death.
anybody, even heroes, and
he has one of the best command abilities for sure.
he does have really.
And then you unbound it again. Oh my
Yeah.
gosh. Every time I play Nurgle, you're unbinding my shit. It's aggravating.
Yep. Yeah, but now we move in.
Yeah,
for
this
the
is.
kill.
I was trying to just get enough models on the objective, and then I couldn't make up my decision. I do this all the time. I can't make up my decision where I want to go with it.
Yep.
All right, so yeah, now I'm free out of combat. So I was like, all right, do I want to take him on the objective? I can go backwards and maybe just hit the sorcerer that's hiding behind the rock the entire game. You can't see him because he's just little scythes hanging out there. So yeah.
Yep. You gotta take him out. He's
Yeah.
too dangerous.
Yeah, especially that flat 3 mortal wounds. He's been denying all my stuff, so I was tired of it.
Yep.
He had to be taken out for sure,
Vampire Lord charge in.
just in case he was lucky and lived. I want to make sure the Vampire Lord took him out too.
So the Hex Race made it in pretty easily.
Yeah.
And I want to point out here, at this point, unless I killed 6 models from your Hex Race or your leader, you were just automatically going to win.
Right, because I had.
So I don't know if you realized that. I don't think you realized that at the
I wasn't
time.
paying attention, honestly.
Yeah,
No,
so I was. This was the first thing I thought of when it was charged in. Like I literally have to kill more than half the unit,
yeah.
and which was pretty much impossible. I think. Like I probably would have had to hit and wound with every single
So
dice.
I thought Tallyman was just a support character, and so I charged him in thinking
And
my bread would
almost
stay
died.
Dude, I
I think
didn't
you had
realize.
one wound left with him.
Yeah.
When I finished with you, it was great. He's definitely has a nice swing. He's as powerful as the Lord of Plagues, Lord
And
of
he's
Blights.
just
They all have
super
the
good.
same.
How many points is he?
220?
Yeah,
No,
worth
200.
it. 200 points,
200
totally
points.
worth it.
Yeah, absolutely.
Totally worth it. I'd take him every game.
I haven't been taking him.
Depends on the game. If you're playing Beast Claw Raiders, maybe not, right?
See, I hadn't been taking him for that, but I think it's wounds dealt, not models killed.
Oh,
So
okay.
I think I can take him against those guys too.
Oh, okay.
Just think of that.
Skeletal steed attacks. Yeah,
Yeah.
dude. More often than not, I find the steeds actually do better.
And I failed
4 of the
4. So,
yeah, of the 5.
yeah, and that was just 4 ups right there.
Yeah,
I failed almost all of my armor saves this game.
dude, I love hex rates. So like, I bring them every time.
Yeah,
Almost.
they're definitely
They're
a
just too
staple
good.
for really even with any death army.
Yeah.
They're amazing.
Oh yeah, definitely. Yeah, I bring them when I play legions for sure.
Yeah, if I didn't like Black Knights so much, I would take them in my legions.
Black Knights are
more
really
often.
good.
They're my favorite
Yeah.
death unit. Yeah, my sorcerer didn't do quite so well in combat.
Yeah, I mean that's kind of atypical with magic
Wizards.
users. Well, that's why I love the Vampire Lord. They're also wizards, which is
He failed his one
awesome.
to hit. So
Yeah. Well, I mean he was just popping
hits
out
on a
more
4, wounds on 3 though.
Oh yeah, so this is the combat, and when he charges in, he gets an extra attack. But if he doesn't charge and he's in combat, then he gets 2 to damage.
Deals 2 damage per wound.
Yeah, 2 damage per wound. Yeah. He's okay. He's not a great hero. Honestly, I wouldn't take him if he didn't have the Phantasmal Incorporation and just zap around the board.
Oh, also on this part,
Yeah, so I only did 1 wound. 'cause you have this-
Epidemius is the only demon in the entire list, so he actually does get his disgusting resilience.
Yeah.
So, but I failed him.
Well, you saved 1 with disgusting.
Did I?
Yeah.
Yeah, it was 2. But this is the last turn anyway. So
Yeah.
it didn't really make too much of a difference. He already had the numbers over there.
Man, Blight Kings can definitely dish out some damage.
8. So again, that 4-up save just can't cut through it.
So what?
5.
Yeah, 5 saves. And I think one was already wounded, 1, so it was enough to kill 3
Yeah,
models off.
But I needed to be able to kill 6, which,
Yeah.
like I said, it probably wasn't going to
Pretty hard with just 5 guys, yeah.
Yeah.
And actually, especially since I attacked first, so.
Mhm.
Man, we were really wobbling that camera.
Yeah, so we're on a boat.
Yeah.
I was really glad that those models that unit did not have mortal wounds on 6s. Every
Yeah.
time you rolled for that unit and I saw all those 6s,
All
I'm
those
like,
6s,
oh,
yeah.
thank
No, I
goodness.
wish they did, but yeah, it would be too OP if the entire army had mortal wounds.
Yeah, on unmodifieds.
Yeah.
I wish my stuff was on unmodified.
Yeah, 4 wounds. I think that was enough to kill him, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Oh, no, he's. Oh,
oh, no,
no.
the Vampire
Lord's going to
Lord
kill him
was-
out, yeah.
Yeah, I think at this point you like
Dude,
abandon.
I totally this totally blew me away. I didn't realize Tallyman had D3 damage on his
Per
attacks.
Yeah,
Yeah, and
yeah, the red dice are the Nurgling base, which does nothing. But he did hit with all 3, and he ends up wounding with all 3.
wounding
if
with
I'm
all
not
3.
mistaken.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
he
he's
wounds with
as
all
good
3.
as a Vampire Lord in damage, at least.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then I failed 2 of them, and I was like, and then you roll what, 4 here?
Yeah. So if I
Ouch.
rolled 1 more, I think he would have died.
Yeah. Yeah, he would have, yeah, 5,
Yeah.
because I don't think I make any. No, I think I make 1 Deathless Spirits
No,
here. I think I do.
Oh, yeah,
No,
you
see,
do,
I did
yeah,
save
you do
1, so
But yeah, so there was a good chance I could have just killed
just
him
killed him
outright.
outright, yeah. Yeah, I was like, just die. So, yeah, I made all of them there, and then 2 of them there. I just needed you to fail 1 of these.
And I think I failed him.
Yeah, you failed both. But I rolled 2 ones, which was actually all you had left, right?
Yeah,
Was 2
yeah,
ones,
there was
yeah.
no need to roll it. He was
Yeah.
just dead at that point. Yeah, I think the only advantage that a Nurgle Sorcerer has is he has like 1 more wound than other wizards.
Right. And so I think at this point I just had more models near it than you had left.
Yeah.
Hey, anybody, that was the end of the game. 1,000 points of Nighthaunt versus Nurgle. Nighthaunt won. Woohoo! Awesome, because Nighthaunt rock. Anyways, we just pretty much called it at round 3 because all the hex rates were zooming in right there towards the objective. We had more models on the objective, and I think that was pretty much supremacy at that point.
Yeah, I would say so. I mean, it came down to it last turn. You have more models on it. I couldn't kill enough off of it to really compete with it.
Yeah, and I think that the whole scenario kind of put you at a slight disadvantage because it's only 1,000 points. You had less models, less area to cover, less model count. Where I was able to zap around, and I'm not sure that you fully anticipated the phantasmal discorporation of my general to be able to zap around the board and then pull guys with him at the same time using the Nighthaunt command trait.
Yeah, well, I mean, I knew that their normal allegiance ability allowed them to kind of pop up kind of anywhere on the board. So I was really
You're
kind of
talking
worried
about the
about
hex
that.
rates coming back from the underworld?
Yeah, the underworld ability. So because of that, I kind of wanted to leave guys on the objective.
Yeah.
But at the same time, because I used such an elite army, I wasn't able to bring enough guys into the field to actually fight to make that worthwhile. So,
yeah, I noticed you had held that 5-man Blight King squad, which really was a huge chunk of your army back onto that objective.
Yeah.
But you're kind of screwed. You kind of had to.
Yeah, and I think in the future I'm going to be taking a unit of plague bearers to hold an objective specifically in something like a 1,000-point game. In the larger games, you can take a lot more stuff, but in something like a smaller point game, I think you need at least one unit for the numbers, just in case you roll a scenario where you've got objectives you've got to hold, because not all the scenarios take objectives, but most of them do. So it's a better idea than to have just 15 guys, 18 guys in a 1,000-point list.
Yeah, and one thing to note too, it was kind of a race on my part. I really had to get my guys there quick because you had summoning points.
Yeah.
So you could just boom.
Yeah.
I don't know. You had 9 summoning points or contagion points, right?
Contagion
so how does that work? What could you have possibly gotten that?
Nothing really. Like I was hoping to go one more turn. And had I gone one more turn, then I would have had enough to summon like a 10-man unit of plague bearers, or something along those lines.
And then you could have just zapped that down on my objective, and that would have been game for you.
Yeah. So I was hoping that would work out. And Nighthaunts were just a little too quick. And honestly, there was just too many of them. I had because of my low model count, couldn't really compensate for that because they can deal a lot of damage pretty well. And I think the first round of combat, my guys did really poorly, and so I wasn't able to crush the numbers down too much.
They got some good hits in later, especially your Plague Lord. I was not expecting to fail 7 wounds and lose 7 Reapers right off the bat like that. So
yeah, I was pretty happy with it.
Yeah, that was pretty rough.
Yeah, I think I'll be using him again.
Yeah, definitely use him again. But yeah, so thank you, sir. Appreciate the game. Definitely gonna play again. This was Rollhammer. So like the video and also subscribe.